So unlike the current vice president, who cannot answer any question as it relates to what's going on right now, we do have the luxury of hearing an answer regarding this particular topic from a candidate who has embraced basically being, spoiler, if that's how you want to look at it, but Jill Stein's willing to go with it. So here's what she had to say.
What does genocide look like? Because mainstream media is not covering this, and so many people don't have the benefit of what's going on. The assault on hospitals, on sick people, hundreds of people now in northern Gaza whose hospitals are under siege, and they're, people in hospital beds are now the held hostage and under assault. It's just, children are being shot in the head routinely now by the Israeli Defense Forces. Some 2,000 people, something like that, have been killed just in the last couple of weeks as this war extends into Lebanon. People need to know what's going on. So we will bring back congressional hearings. We want to empower the people to be the driver of our democracy and to break the stranglehold that big money, corporations, super PACs, AIPAC, etc., the weapons contractors, the stranglehold that they have on our political system right now. And let me mouth off here for a second, because we know that over 68%, actually, I think was the number of Americans want an immediate ceasefire and a diplomatic solution, and nearly as many want a weapons embargo to Israel.
And think about it. With all of the propaganda that is thrown at us every single day, especially as it relates to Israel, 2 out of 3 Americans say that this shit's got to stop.
Yes.
Imagine where they would stand if they
Hence
really...
why she's going to lose. Hence why Kamala is going to lose, because of that. Yes, they're underestimating that.
Matthew Dowd, who I'm sure you're aware of, another corporate talking head, comes out today and says, you have nothing to worry about. Keep in mind, Matthew Dowd was the chief strategist of the Bush-Cheney campaign in 2004. Came out today and said, you have nothing to worry about. Kamala's going to win. It really is this small club that thinks that they can just sort of isolate themselves from the rest of the country. But as much as people think that this issue is not a primary issue for voters, and you know what? It's probably not. But I do believe that the issue of Israel-Palestine is a deal breaker for anyone who's sitting on the fence and actually has a sense of what's going on. That is a deal breaker, because there are.
Yeah, I think that's a deal breaker. But, and she's not even fully reporting what's really going on in North Gaza right now. Not that that's her job to do so, but you realize that they're on death marches and they're digging big holes and just burying people, right? Like, they're in the final solution now in North Gaza.
They are. And that's a very good point. And we'll finish this out, and I'll tell you what I was hearing earlier today.
Of an embargo on all military assistance at this point, which in fact is what U.S. law actually calls for. So there's enormous momentum for that, but you won't see it reflected in Congress.
Because AIPAC, the Israel lobby led by AIPAC, will not permit it. Because this is a shell game. It's corporate special interests that have captured our government. And now you're seeing what it's like in real time when a genocide is committed in broad daylight, and they're telling you, you will take this and you will enjoy it. And that's it. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. But guys, if you're not really aware, or I mean, most of our people probably are, but what's going on right now in North Gaza, not that it's really that drastically different than what's been going on for the past year, but this is their final solution. They're literally wiping North Gaza clean. They're putting mass amounts of people. They're separating the men and the women. They're separating children from their parents, and they are putting people in holes and burying them.
So I very rarely comment on social media posts, but there was one that came up on my personal feed today, and I just said, it is amazing how much you guys are willing to accept genocide, and it shows. And a lot of people came and supported what I had to say, but there were also a lot of them that came on there and started losing their mind and started emphasizing this notion of, well, if Trump gets in, they're going to annex the West Bank. Do you really think they won't do it if Kamala's in there?
They've
This
already done it. Let's be real.
it's
The West
the
Bank has been Swiss cheesed annexed for
just
years.
like it was leaked today that we have fighter pilots dropping bombs on Gaza. You know how long that's probably been going on? It's probably been going on since the beginning. And they've been able to keep it quiet. There's a lot. Listen, a lot.
There's a reason they're targeting journalists. They just put out a kill list with like 6 remaining journalists that are in Gaza, and they're targeting them specifically. But I mean, they've been targeting them, but now they're actually advertising that they're targeting journalists.
Well, imagine how many journalists may have been killed because they knew that the U.S. was involved in the warfare and that they were going to leak it. And if that's true, at some point, the truth will come out in terms of what was known, when it was known. But the audacity of people to think that they are not privileged by thinking that voting for Harris is a lesser of two evils justification. You got this moron of a person, with all due respect, who thinks that she's going to be president of the United States, still peddling the rape story, still peddling the hostage story, when in fact, probably most of them are dead. And number 3, she's still peddling the 2-state solution.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's the trifecta of just that you can tell she really is just saying talking points. And I mean, she has no solutions. She's not, even if she wanted to, which I don't think she's capable. But I mean, it doesn't matter what they're going to do. It doesn't matter what they're going to do. Like, she's not going to have any say so.